Hi fellow explorers, we're back in Tokyo, one of our favorite cities in the world, and in this episode we're going to be spending some of the best things to see, do, and eat, particularly if you're traveling with a family. I'm here with my 5-year-old daughter, the Curious Princess, my wife, OC Girl, and here's a preview of what's coming up. Once we get into Tokyo, our trip starts with us checking into a unique Japanese-style apartment hotel in the neighborhood of Ueno, and then heading straight to the Toyosu Seafood Market the next morning, where we have an amazing 13,000 yen sea urchin lunch. We then immerse ourselves in the digital art of two of Tokyo's most popular attractions, TeamLab Planets, and a little later on in the trip, TeamLab Borderless. We'll take a short 2-day excursion to the northern city of Sendai for the annual Tanabata Festival that we've included in a separate video, 48 Hours in Sendai. We then return to Tokyo to check into the Tokyo Disney Sea Hotel Miracosta and explore the shopping and dining areas outside the Disney parks. We'll then spend a full day at Tokyo Disney Sea, which we've also included in a separate video, before moving on to our final hotel, the Hotel Doreamon Hills. The second half of our week is packed with discovery, from visiting the Edo Tokyo Open Air Museum to the National Museum of Emerging Science and Innovation, where we got to meet tons of cool Japanese robots. We see the giant unicorn Gundam, the dolphins at the Aqua Park in Shinagawa. We'll eat a ton of great food. You'll see all of it, including Japanese classics like ramen and oyakodon, to snacks from 7-Eleven and treats at the Doreamon F Kitchen. We cap it all off with incredible views from Shibuya Sky and a final dinner of delicious Hokkaido soup curry. Let's get on with it. All right, here we go. All right, so first things first, we arrived at the airport. We delivered some luggage. How do we deliver the luggage? See this counter back here in the back, this yellow counter, this Yamamoto Transport. They do luggage delivery, 2,750 yen to deliver one of our suitcases to the Hotel Doreamon Hills in Tokyo that we're going to come back to in about 6 days. That way we don't have to carry it around with us. What are you doing, Princess? Are you hungry? Are you eating my ear?
I'm kissing.
I'm getting a kiss. All right, thank you, Princess. All right, let's go get some food so you're not getting any calories from my ear. All right, so after shipping our luggage to get into Tokyo, we took the Keisei Skyliner train. There's 2 main trains you can take into Tokyo. The Narita Express is probably the most famous. It brings you to Tokyo Station. This one, the Keisei, will take you into Ueno Station. 45 minutes, and the cost is 2,580 yen for adults. It is 1,290 for the Curious Princess, and we got stocked up on drinks. What are you drinking there, Princess? Like a strawberry milk? Ooh, is that delicious? Mmm, delicious. OC Girl got these drinks while I was in line for the ticket because they were long. Which one did she get me? The bold green tea that reduces body fat. Should I be taking something away from that? You know, one thing I love about trains, they depart perfectly on time at 3:39 exactly. The train starts to move. But one of the things I like about this train, all of the seats are reserved, and there's places to put your luggage back in those little shelves, and also up on top too. Clean restrooms, clean seats, really nice train. This is the fastest high-speed rail in Japan other than the Shinkansen. After about a 45-minute train ride, which of course arrived on time to Ueno Station, we walked about 10 minutes to our hotel right here, the Mimaru Tokyo Ueno East Hotel. This is the Japanese-style apartment room. I'm going to do a quick tour of it for you here. There'll be a full hotel review of it later, but what's neat about this is it's big, it's family-friendly, and you notice it's Japanese style, so it's got low beds right over here. It's got the tatami mats on the floor. It's got the low table, and then so you can sleep more than just 2. If you come around and look over here, in here, you can make the futon so that you can sleep up to 4 people on 4 beds in this room. $350 a night, central location. I think a pretty reasonable price for the high season in Tokyo. If you want to see more of this, check out the full review coming out soon. All right, so after we got situated in the room, our tummies are hungry, and so we're out on the hunt, walking to dinner. We have a destination in mind. There's this gyoza, Japanese pasta chicken place we really like called Osaka Ohsho we're heading to. It's about an 8-minute walk from the hotel, and we're also on the hunt for breakfast tomorrow because there's no breakfast restaurant at the hotel, but there are tons of convenience stores and bakeries, so we'll probably pick something up from one of these to just eat in our room tomorrow morning. It's a nice part about staying in an apartment. And here we are at Osaka Ohsho, specializing in the gyoza. 6 pieces here, about 400 yen, like $3, super cheap. I got the set meal, which comes with fried rice that we love. It's oh so like It's a really good fried rice, so flavorful. The set meal comes with that. It comes with soup. It comes with salad. It even comes with a dessert. I think it's happy hour, so I think the beer was free or cheap. And then right below it is OC Girl's favorite, this twice cooked pork, Chinese dish that's been Japanized and spicy and tasty. Curious Princess, she's got the ramen. How are those noodles, Princess? Super good, though. She's super tired. What's also really cool here is you order at a tablet right at your table, so easy to order. You can put in English, food comes out really quick. And I also love that, many places pot stickers just a side, but here, pot stickers, the meal. All right, now that we finished dinner, we're back in the hotel room, and here is the futon. You see the Curious Princess enjoying that already. But yes, the table just moved into the corner, and so lots of room for even one more bed right here. Comfortably sleeps 4. Good morning, day number 2. It's Monday, 5:30 in the morning. We had a good night's sleep in our Japanese apartment. We're just having breakfast here that we got from 7-Eleven and a couple fruits from the local convenience store. It is peach season, so we got some peaches. The fruits in Japan are delicious, and I also love the individually wrapped bananas. If you want to get an individually wrapped banana, that's already wrapped in its wrapping, but wrapped in this wrapping, every convenience store sells bananas like this from Ecuador, in case you're wondering. I've got a peanut butter sandwich right here from 7-Eleven and a peach yogurt. And the Curious Princess right here, she has a strawberry yogurt with a little bit finishing up her strawberry drink. And OC Girl has a peach jelly with latte. And I really love the milk here in Japan, particularly this Meiji brand from the convenience stores. This might be a little too much information. It's early in the stream, but I'm often lactose intolerant and get really gassy from milk in the USA, but not from the milk in Japan. And I think it tastes better and easier on the tum-tum. And gives you the milk mustache. Your tooth fell out? Oh, the princess, she lost her first tooth this morning. Is it in your hand? Oh yeah, right there. Missing the tooth. All right, so after breakfast, we took a taxi to Toyosu. Oh, and to get a taxi, we used the Taxi Go Japan app. It's like the official taxi app in Japan. Taxi showed up in 2 minutes. An amazing, wonderful ride, as always, in Japan, in the taxi. We're gonna go to TeamLab's Planets after lunch. We've got a ticket for that at 12:30. We're gonna explore the sushi here this morning. There's a uni sea urchin place that OC Girl wants to eat at in this place, the Toyosu Senkyaku Banrai, which is like a shopping mall set up just for seafood restaurants, but they don't open until 10. But we do know that the seafood market itself opens at 6 or earlier. Actually, much earlier than 6, but the restaurant, they're open at 6, so we're gonna walk over there now. So Toyosu has a lot of different buildings and a lot of different areas. Most buildings have a small public area for shops and restaurants. The biggest one is in the Fisheries Intermediate Wholesale Market building on the 4th floor that has all this that we're gonna get to eventually. But first, let's go check out. Starting with Block 7, this is home to the famous tuna auction right here through these windows. This happens mostly from 5:30 to 6:30 every morning, well, on weekday mornings primarily, where they put on the green floor, they put the tuna and they auction them off. So if you want to check this out, get here early. And all that we see at this hour is some guy cleaning the floor with a hose, which is good because they put a whole bunch of tuna on that floor. So they want to make sure that floor is clean every day. So you do want to come here. The building opens at 5 a.m. to see the tuna auctions. Here at 8:30, mostly devoid of life. They do have some cool displays of what it looks like, what Tsukiji looked like. They've got like a video you can watch to show you what the auction looks like when it's running. If you want to get here in the morning, trains don't run at 5 in the morning, so do be prepared to pay for a taxi to get here that early. Pretty easy to find where the tuna auction is. Just follow the big sign that say tuna auction. So this market was moved here from the Tsukiji neighborhood, so many of the restaurants here have the name Tsukiji in them, just like this one, because that's where they used to be before they built the new market. All right, we're gonna go check out the other buildings now. Maybe there's a bit more life after the tuna auction, but one of those only in Japan moments. How do they keep everything here so clean? There is somebody who is vacuuming the pedestrian bridge right now. Impressive. So we stopped into a little cafe to get some snacks for a mid-breakfast lunch. We've got a little thing here with some matcha ice cream, some red beans, some mochi. It comes with this little syrup in this little cute container that you can pour on to make it a little bit sweeter if you would like, which I would like. And then to drink, we got a matcha latte here. Very nice little kind of green topping, some foam on it. And what the Curious Princess eyed on the outside that has come in here, the strawberry shave ice. Would you like a bite? Tasty. And even the matcha latte comes with little sugar or syrup to taste, so if you don't like it that sweet, don't put that much of it in. By the way, most of these restaurants here have requirement of one person per item, so we really only wanted two. We want this, we were all going to share this, and we needed one per person, so that's why we got 3. Sushi restaurants here, same way. So plan to eat that way if you want to eat inside. Curious Princess liked that shave ice so much, she drank every last drop from the bowl. All right, now that we're fueled up on shave ice, we're walking over to the next fish market building. They're all connected by these second-level walkways outside, so protect you from the rain or the sun, as it may be today. It is quite hot. We're here in August, and the high temperature today, 100 degrees Fahrenheit, so quite toasty.
Anyways, I'm not hot at all because I ate food.
We're hoping to find more life in the intermediate fish market, since that's where the fish goes after the tuna auction. Okay, so this is the 4th floor of the intermediate fish building. This is the goods area. So this is where it's like not really a lot of fish, but it's a lot of other things. So like sushi knives, for example. But you'll see a lot of stores already closed. Like they were closing up already at 9:30 in the morning. Oh, and I guess because there are so many tourists that come here, they got these signs about how to not be a nuisance to the stores. And this is very fish market-ish. They've got these big galoshes if you're walking around the fishy area, and the tuna auctions to keep the inside of your feet dry. And the galoshes store, it's been around since 1910. Wow. And they've also got an exhibition of the size of the biggest tuna ever sold here at the auction. How many Curious Princes do you need to reach the size of that tuna? Looks like at least 3 or 4. And on the 3rd floor of this building, you can actually look down into where the actual fish market area is. These are the place where that fish goes from the fish auction. You can see down there. They've also got displays of what little carts that look like that they used to drive around the fish market. I love the yellow one. Now this is the restaurant area of that same building. Definitely busier over here, and you can see some of these stores at 9:45 in the morning already have long lines, or maybe still have long lines. Oh, and make sure to bring cash, because many of these stores in here only take cash. And there's one stall in here, this one just for market staff only, so my guess is this is where you don't get the sushi and the prices are more reasonable. So for lunch we came back to the Toyosu Senkyaku Banrai to Unitora. This restaurant specializes in uni, or sea urchin, and this is easily the most expensive meal we're going to have on this whole trip, because it is OC Girl's birthday for this trip, and so the price of this is not representative of all the food we're going to be eating. Don't worry, there's plenty more cheap eats to come, just like 7-Eleven for breakfast this morning. This place specializes in sea urchin, and this is one of their premium sea urchin bowls. It is 13,000 yen for this bowl. This isn't the most expensive, by the way. They go up in price from here, but this one is their most recommended. It comes with 5 different types of sea urchin on a bowl of rice with an egg on top. When they serve it to you, they tell you where the sea urchin came from, and let me tell you, these bowls are delicious. How do I know? Well, because last time I was here in Tokyo about a year ago, OC Girl sent me to this place. Got to just here myself, and she loved it. She's like, hubby, you have to try this out and tell me if it's worthwhile. It's good for us to come back. And so here we are. They have a second location also in the Tsukiji area, if you're near there, or near Ginza. It's gonna be delicious, I know. If you tried uni before and you didn't like it because it tasted like rotten, it's because you haven't had good fresh uni. All right, so the Curious Princess, she wasn't so much into the uni bowl, so afterwards we got her some frozen strawberries on a stick from one of the vendors on the 2nd floor. And honestly, this place, yes, it's touristy and manufactured, but for my money, I like the food stalls here better than the ones that are in the main Toyosu fish market, just because I like how you can look and see what they're making, and I like all the variety in one place, and I also like the casual open food court seating. The strawberry on a stick, 750 yen. Though they have a different to-go price than for here. But there's so much more to see and eat in the Toyosu Senkyaku Banrai. If you want to see more of it, check out my full walking tour of this place. Links in the description below. After the strawberry on the stick, the Curious Princess, she is upstairs napping with OC Girl. What did I bring back for snack? Well, the Curious Princess naps a matcha butter crepe that they actually put this big stick of butter on as they cook it. Looks very delicious. 900 yen from this store, right back there on the 2nd floor of this place. and we had found a really nice place for the Curious Princess to nap, but no, she heard there was a crepe coming. Princess, how's that crepe? To get to our next stop, we hopped on the train, my favorite train in Tokyo, the Yurikamome line, because this is a driverless train that you can see out the front exactly where you're going. Great for kids and kids at heart to see. Total ride like 180 yen, it's like $1.25 to get here to the Shin Toyosu station. To go to TeamLab Planets, one of Tokyo's most popular attractions, with a long line. Even though we have a reservation, we waited in line for about 30 minutes to get in. Enough of the outside, let's go inside. Up at the top of the waterfall, they give you towels to wipe off your feet, and then you continue onwards. To the first room is like a big sofa room. The floor is like oh so fluffy. And then you go through some interesting hallways before you get to the Infinite Crystal Palace. This room has so many lights and so many mirrors.
There's so much light.
There's some lights. How many lights?
I don't know. Maybe 1,000 or 1 million?
4 lights. The princess says she's not sure what we do in here. Now, one thing to be aware of if you come here, the floor's mirrored, so you'll probably want to wear shorts or pants or things like that. If you don't, you're like wearing skirts. They actually have loaner shorts that you can take on with you. After the Infinite Crystal Palace universe, we get to the next water feature here as we go in. This one starts to get deep. If it gets too deep, okay, stop. And that water ramp leads to this room, the ultimate water room here, that basically looks like a koi fish pond, except you're in milky water, where there's all these koi fish that are reflected down to the water. But you can see there's all these little fish that are coming by, and for depth of water, the princess, she's 5 years old, and the water comes right up to about her knees. You know, this exhibit is so much bigger. I've got a whole video about TeamLab Planets, so if you want to watch a walkthrough of the whole experience, you can check that out. But honestly, maybe don't. It won't be a spoiler, and I won't show you too much. Just come do this. But if you do want to do TeamLab Planets, make sure you book this well in advance, because tickets sell out months in advance to come here. So being in this room is one of those like only in Japan moments, because a place like this only exists in Japan. Super amazing. Oh, and there's one super secret part of this water room that you can go in the corner and you can see the Infinite Crystal Palace while you stand in the water. Make sure you don't miss this. But actually, it turns out it's not the Infinite Crystal Palace. Put your hand over there. That's actually water that's coming down. Princess, come here and put your hand in that water. It's actually water. Look at that. Yeah, like it looks like the Infinite Crystal Palace, but it's actually not. It's water and LED lights. That's cool. Oh, but since the last time I was here and I made my full walkthrough, there is actually a new land, which is this like adventure forest area. And I think one of the coolest things you can do here is you can draw a piece of artwork. Like here, I've got this yellow dolphin that I drew, and then they scan it and then they put it up on the wall. And there you go. There's my yellow dolphin with the yellow YouTube logo. And then there's the app that you can get to actually control the dolphin on the wall. Yellow Productions was here at TeamLab Planets. Another fun part about this place, so many mirrors. We're never gonna know which one is the real Curious Princess, are we? All right, Princess, so how'd you like TeamLab Planets?
Good.
What was your favorite part?
Water.
The water zone.
And the forest.
And the forest, the drawing part? Yeah, that was fun.
We even got to keep those pictures.
Yeah, we got to keep the art that we drew. All right, so we took the train back one stop back to the Toyosu market area because we're gonna have an early dinner back at our fish shopping mall here. You'll notice the Curious Princess has different shorts on because they got wet, so we needed to change her shorts. They do have changing rooms there. You can change the shorts in. Very nice. So after spending about 3 hours inside TeamLab Planets that we probably could have spent even more, but we were getting hungry and thirsty again, we took the train back one stop to where we were before, to the Shijomai station, to come back to the seafood food court that we had our uni before, because there were so many different stalls, and we wanted to come back and have the seafood bowls at a stall that, honestly, I can't read the name of, but it's the one closest to the seafood restaurant that looks like this on the outside, and I ate here last time and I absolutely loved it. What did we get? We got the 5 different types of tuna. Before, this is a theme. We got 5 different types of uni, now 5 different types of tuna, and then we got their most popular seafood bowl on rice that has tuna, salmon roe. Looks pretty good, and because I need my caffeine, oolong tea, and a biru. I generally don't drink a lot of beer. By the way, the Japanese word for beer is biru, but when in Japan, the Japanese beer is pretty good. By the way, pro tip related to eating, you'll notice this on our first day. We had lunch at 10 a.m. and dinner at 4:30 p.m. Get ahead or after the rushes for meals in Tokyo. Noon can be really busy. 6:30, 7 o'clock can be really busy. So if you just eat an hour before everybody else, you'll have the whole place all to yourself. So after our seafood bowls, we took a taxi about 30 minutes to Shinjuku to where are we now, Princess?
The Disney Flagship store.
Yeah, the Disney Flagship store in Shinjuku that has limited edition merchandise you could only get here. It's 3 stories of Disney stuff, and in the basement floor where we are right now, they've got this whole setup about this rabbit. Like, look how many places they've got this rabbit. And they've got cool places you can take pictures with this rabbit. Come over here, take a picture, sit on that bench. Yes. Best part about this store, admission is free. After finishing up our shopping in Shinjuku before heading back to the hotel, we stopped to get some taiyaki. This is a custard fish. It's a fish that has custard inside of it. Osaka girl already nibbled on that. Well, the Curious Princess wanted to, but she started and said it was too hot. I think it's still hot. You want to give it a little nibble though, Princess? 380 yen. You get this freshly made, fresh custard inside. If you just search taiyaki in Shinjuku, you'll find this spot. They're open till late at night. And that's all they sell. Well, they sell this and they sell some like other desserts, but primarily taiyaki in custard, red bean, sweet potato, and a seasonal apple flavor. So walking back to the hotel from Ueno Station, there's a really interesting restaurant here. The Keep Touch American Restaurant. Let's see, what do they have on the menu at the American restaurant? They've got the #1 grilled chicken, stir-fry squid, beef cubes, spicy calamari, nachos, kebab stick. What do we got over here? Caesar salad, French fries, shrimp, chili, butter chicken. I don't know, Americans. Tell me, how American is this? What about the banana chocolate burger? And before turning in for the night this Monday night, we decided to check out the nighttime view of our rooftop patio. I mean, not of our room, but of the hotel. Open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. You get some great bird's eye views of Ueno here. And it's also cool to look out into kind of like the neighborhood behind the side streets. And from here too, you could see Tokyo Skytree, the tallest building in all of Japan. Good morning, fellow explorers. It is day number 3, Tuesday for us. We got up at a bright and early 6 this morning as the sun started to come in through these windows, only a little bit of jet lag. That was the Curious Princess finishing her breakfast that we got from the convenience store last night and ate here in the room. She wanted to show you some of the toys that she got from the Disney Flagship store before we head on our way to Sendai. What do you got there, Princess?
I got an Elsa kit and a bunny.
This bunny is a special one just sold at that flagship store. What's the bunny's name?
And the bunny.
And the bunny. Nice to meet you, Anne. We are checking out the Mimaru Hotel in Ueno, and because we are going on our way to Sendai today, the next 2 days that we're going to spend in Sendai for the Tanabata Festival, I'm going to put in its own vlog because this video is all about Tokyo. And if you want to see that full video about Sendai, we'll put a link in the description below or at the end of this video. But we're going to pick you up on day number 5 of the full trip, which is going to be day number 3 in this video because we're just spending a week in Tokyo on our way from Sendai to Tokyo Disney, where we then came here to check into the Hotel Miracosta at Tokyo Disney Sea, because tomorrow we are going into the Disney Sea theme park. We'll show you a little bit about that in a moment. I want to show you a quick tour of this room, which is truly a magical hotel. This is one of the like higher end hotels at Disney Sea. We stayed here so that we could get in the park early. It is themed like Venice, like a Disney version of Venice. And by the way, at this point, the Curious Princess and I have split off from Osaka Girl. OC Girl is hanging out in Sendai, enjoying the Tanabata Festival some more, and Dad and daughter, we are enjoying the theme park. If you want to see a more detailed review of this hotel, I'll put a link to that in the description once it's finished. But what I do want to say about a magical check-in experience, they've really done a great job of blending Western Disney with Japanese tradition, because when we checked in, after we checked in, they didn't let us go straight to our room. They said, here's a number, hold on, wait in the lobby, and somebody will take you to your room. And the person who took us to our room, it was the most magical experience, because she asked the Curious Princess what her favorite Disney characters were, like had a great conversation, and the Curious Princess said she really loved Frozen, and then the cast member who brought us up here, she drew her a sticker, and that's the sticker with the Curious Princess's name right in the middle, but it says, welcome to the Hotel Miracosta. It's got some snowflakes on it for Frozen, and it's got the date to remember. That's a really special treat. And I don't usually like being dragged to my room, but it was really quite nice and lovely. All right, so after exploring the hotel for a little while, we hopped on the monorail, which is the train that runs around the Tokyo Disney Resort. It's a full-on train, like 300 yen a person, and it is the best train of any Disney in the world, because it's like themed like Duffy, and they've got like Mickey handles that you can hold on to. We came to the Ikspiari Shops. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but it's basically the shopping mall at Tokyo Disney. You don't have to pay admission to go in here. This is outside. Yes, the Curious Princess has used the bag that we got from the hotel room as her cape. Very good. So she's already starting her costume, and we're looking for something to eat, and then we're going to check out the Disney store. There's also a big World of Disney too, so we're going to see some souvenirs to buy, but first food. And there's a food court in here that I've eaten at before, but it's really hard to find, so we're going to go try and find it now. Oh, and you might have seen that. I started with Outback Steakhouse in the background. There are some of those American favorites, Outback Steakhouse, Red Lobster, but things are hard to find in here because not all the maps show the whole place, not all the staircases go to each floor. There's a parking structure in the middle, so the food court's on the first floor, but we can't just go to the first floor. We gotta like walk to a certain area and find a specific staircase to go down to find the food court. They really hid it from you. And the staircase to get down, we found it. It is right by the information desk. That's it. Pro tip, ask information and they're like, it's right behind me. Right, and ta-da! Food court on the left and supermarket on the right, which is where we're gonna pick up some of our breakfast supplies for tomorrow morning. The Curious Princess looked at all those options, but you know what she chose? And now you might be thinking, Chris, McDonald's really? Yes, really. McDonald's in Japan actually is pretty good, and I like to see all the different things that they have. First of all, the Happy Meal. It comes in this bag instead of the classic Happy Meal box. The milk is Japanese milk. We got chicken McNuggets in here. We got a cheeseburger, too, which they made just like us. We like it plain, ketchup, cheese only. This is a banana macaron that they draw this little thing here with some chocolate sauce. My drink is a Earl Grey iced tea with milk, so it's a milk tea. And my burger, this is the Loco Moco burger. It is a burger with egg and kind of like some gravy, like you get in Hawaii on Loco Moco. All right, so we've unpackaged the Happy Meal. The Curious Princess has the cheeseburger now, which she does not like at McDonald's in the USA. She loves here in Japan. Proof that Japanese McDonald's is absolutely better. Oh, and here's her toy. It is the Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carlisle. An American book. Oh, and more proof that this place is actually good. It's not full of just a bunch of Americans. It's actually full of a bunch of Japanese. And you know why there's probably no Americans? They can't find it down here on the ground floor. And while the Curious Princess and I were at Tokyo Disney Sea, what was OC Girl doing back in Sendai? She took a bus to her old dorm room at Tohoku University, where she studied electrical engineering for a semester abroad program. She didn't remember exactly which one it was, but she thinks it was one of these right up here. Now, the university also has a cool museum that she visited to reminisce about her time there. Free admission, open until about 5 p.m. on weekdays. Lots of cool electrical engineering stuff. After visiting the university, she went to check out some more of the festival decorations on a sunny day, and she found a little tiny shrine on the side of an alley. Definitely one of the fun things we enjoy about touristing Japan is these little hidden gem type attractions tucked in between little apartment buildings. And if you wonder what they do with those paper festival decorations when they're done with them, at least the small small ones they just kind of put out for people to take with them home as a souvenir to their home. And so Osaka brought back one of these to decorate our hotel room in Tokyo. So after dinner and stocking up at the supermarket, we got on the monorail back to the hotel. Cool part of the monorail is you can sit right in front, and it's driverless, so you can get a great view driving around the resort area. All right, so the next morning after we checked out of the Hotel Miracosta that we see right behind us, we are now in Tokyo Disney Sea. We had a great day here. I'm gonna make this a whole separate video because I know not everybody's into Disney, but I know some people are really into Disney, so this day will be its own video. But briefly, why this theme park instead of Tokyo Disneyland? Because Tokyo Disneyland is kind of like Disneyland California or the Magic Kingdom in Florida. We've been to those places, but Disney Sea is a really unique theme park. It is based on a design that was originally planned for Long Beach, California, that was never built. It is a ocean-based theme park or sea-based theme park. They have a replica ship here of the Queen Mary. It's a cruise ship like the Titanic that is in Long Beach, and because that was part of the initial plans, they built a replica of that here that you can go inside and actually explore. The newest land at Tokyo Disney Sea is Fantasy Springs. That's where they have the Frozen themed stuff, and the Curious Princess absolutely loved the Frozen ride, even though it's in Japanese, and eating at the Arendelle restaurant, although maybe not the food. She loved the experience. Anyway, if you want to dive into more of Disney Sea, you'll find a link in the description below or at the end of this video for a whole day in Disney Sea. All right, so after finishing our Tokyo Disney Sea day, we came and checked into a different hotel in Tokyo, the Hotel Doreamon Hills, and I'm going to show you around because honestly, staying in Tokyo Disney Resort, not a great base for touristing the rest of Tokyo. We'll be here in this hotel for the next 4 days, but OC Girl on her day by herself in Sendai checking things out brought back one of those great displays that we saw. All right, this is the mini room tour. There will be a full tour coming later. This is a corner suite at the Hotel Doreamon Hills, and before you say, Chris, how much money do you have? We booked this all on Hyatt points, so this is $0. And we booked it on points, and we used a suite upgrade that we had to get this corner suite room with amazing views, king bed, and a little bed for the Curious Princess. What is she eating? She got the Duffy souvenir popcorn bucket from Disney Sea. All right, we're probably gonna go down to the convenience store to 7-Eleven to get breakfast for tomorrow morning, and so I'll see you in the morning when this is all. It's amazing how many buildings and things there are around here. All right, good morning, day number 6 from Tokyo. After a great 7-Eleven convenient breakfast in our room, we took a short 10-minute taxi to Ginza. Where are we going, Princess? Yeah, that's right, the Ginza Police Museum, open from 9:30 to 4 p.m. It's a whole building just dedicated to a police museum. All right, let's go inside. Out in front of the museum, they've got a pretty cool looking police car. This one says don't touch, but as you come inside the door, they have things that you absolutely can touch. Like, go inside the helicopter, Princess. You can go inside this old school police helicopter. This is like... This is from 1959 to 1976. They operated this helicopter. That's cool. And in the police helicopter, you can flip the switches and hold the sticks. Just don't move them violently. Softly, softly. Good. And next to the helicopter, they've got an old police motorcycle. That one's just an exhibit, but they've got a new one here too that the kids can go on and ride. On the second floor of the museum, they've got a kind of like city diorama over here, and then some screens on it that you can touch on to see what the police do for police work. So you can learn about like what the police are doing around the school. On the third floor, they've got a model of a Japanese koban. That's their police station box. They've also got some investigative work over here where kids can see how crimes are solved. And then there's also a section of these old school telephones that they can be in the process of investigation. And yes, somebody's talking to her in Japanese right now about the process from incident, accident, occurrence to resolution. Somebody got a 110 call about this. And at this station, kids can be detectives and look for shoes that match a certain pattern. There we go. She got it. So we spent about 45 minutes in the police museum. It is right next to Ginza. This street right here, this is the high-end shopping street in Tokyo. So if you're looking for the most highest-end luxury department stores, you'll find them right down here. And right here in Ginza is a very cute police box. That's actually what a police station looks like in Tokyo. That little thing with the black pointy roof. Ginza is one of the kind of the cool historic parts of Tokyo, and I love their street signs here, like this real old school design. Ginza Sakura Dori, that means this is the Ginza Cherry Blossom Street. Great part about walking around Tokyo, they've got all these maps so you can see where you are, and they're always oriented well. So you are here, we're gonna walk to Tokyo Station, which is just up this way, and when you look at this map, you know that's where the police box is, which is right there, and you walk that way, so you can like look at this and orient yourself and decide you need to go backward, you need to go left, you need to go right. I wish more places would make maps oriented correctly to how you're actually standing. So on our way to Tokyo Station, the Curious Princess said she was hungry. One of the things I love about Tokyo, there's a convenience store on like every block. There's 7-Eleven right over there. And we stopped in to pick up these little peanut butter sandwiches. They're like self-contained peanut butter sandwiches. They come in a wrapper that looks kind of like this. They're a favorite peanut butter sandwich from a convenience store in Japan. Like 159 yen. Super cheap, $1.50. Curious Princess got some jelly beans. And we just found some benches here that are like, there's this line of trees in front of this office building. And a lot of people, when they think of Tokyo, they think it's just tall buildings. And it is. I mean, there's tons of tall buildings, but there's also a lot of trees and there's also a lot of green spaces. And so the city can actually be quite peaceful. Oh, and there's another map to figure out where you're going. A lot of maps too. Princess, how's your peanut butter sandwich? Good. Oh, not peanut butter and jelly, just peanut butter. Oh, and when I say there's a convenience store on every block, I'm actually not exaggerating. This is the one we got our peanut butter from. There is one right down here on this corner, and there's another one that's just behind that bus that we can't see anymore, but you can see it just on the top of the bus, 7-Eleven. Every block in this part of Tokyo. Here's another example of some nice green space. This is at the bottom of the 31st floor of the Kyobashi Edogrand. Something that's also nice if you're like, how do I know what's in there? You'll find maps of like all the restaurants and shops. You can just come out here and look at this and be like, ooh, what looks tasty? Or where is the convenience store? And in this building, this one building, there are two. There's a 7-Eleven and a Lawson Station. And continuing our walk to Tokyo Station, on the left here, we're passing the Courtyard Marriott Tokyo Station. I've stayed here before. I actually quite enjoyed it. The rooms are quite small, but it is really close to Tokyo Station. If you want to see more of this hotel, I've got a whole review of this one. I really liked the corner suite room when we stayed here. So as we continue our walk over to Tokyo Station, the things to like see in Tokyo are just really amazing. It's more than just a city, it's a metropolis, because you see things here that you don't see anywhere else. Like where else you should be walking around and underneath the building you see a statue of a giraffe with a crown on his head. Okay, so we're almost to Tokyo Station. The Yasu exit is right there where that little awning sail is, but we found this interesting shop here. This is the Ishikawa Prefecture Specialty Shop. Everything in this store is from Ishikawa Prefecture. Japan's very popular of their locally grown, locally made things that they have a whole store. And I guess they like many prefectures have their own characters, so we have one right here, but what I also want to show you over this way, they're really proud of their Noto milk, the milk made in the prefecture. They even show you the little shop back here, and in the back they've got tourist information if you want to visit Ishikawa Prefecture. Now, just across the street from the station, we found this interesting museum. It's free to go in, and it's a museum all about rice farming. So in here, they've got like games you can play and even rice things you can taste. And here, the Curious Princess is playing a personality test to learn about her favorite type of rice. Do you save your favorite food for last? You don't save your food for last. And after finishing the questions, we found out she's the Hino Hikari type. What does that mean? It means she is intellectually curious. That makes sense. For the Curious Princess. The Curious Princess really enjoyed this game where you match problems that rice farmers have with solutions, and you put the solutions on. What do you do if there's a hurricane? Do you have a festival? No. What happened to the problem? We need to solve the problem. Maybe you put an electric fence. No, you know, if you have a hurricane, maybe you store rice. No, then you're gonna drain the rice paddies right there. Problem solved. Let's put those dice together. Let's find the next problem. If you're looking for that rice museum, you'll find it inside in this gigantic building, Tokyo Midtown Yasu. And after the rice museum just around the corner, we stopped by Sake Ice. They specialize in sake ice cream and some non-alcoholic ones made of rice. This one is made of a pink rice powder. Quite pleasant. And this one, that's non-alcoholic for the Curious Princess, pink. And this one, 4% alcoholic, made of sake. It does have a little bit of that at the end. And they had a special campaign that after you buy an ice cream, you can do the gashapon. We put the coin in right there, good. And now we turn this way, turn it, open it. What did we get? And the Curious Princess, she got third place with the towel. They exchanged the gacha for the towel right there. Oh, we came down into the basement of Tokyo Station. It is so crowded for a Saturday. It's crazy how many people that are in here. We are going to Tokyo Character Street. This is an area that has a bunch of like toy shops for Japanese characters. If you're looking for this, look for the Daimaru department store. Go in with the stairs that are under there, and then you can kind of work your way over to the signs that say Tokyo Character Street. And by the way, this store for Crayon Shin-chan, this is one of OC Girl's favorite cartoon characters. And even American characters too. There's the Star Wars special store. Grogu. I will say the Japanese Grogus are probably cuter than the American ones. Because actually that's what it says on the box. Grogu, the cutest in the galaxy. I mean, I particularly like the Takara Tomy store, the store that has every train you could ever want in Japan. What's my favorite? Definitely the S57 yellow train. Which train's your favorite, Princess? And it's not just a pink one, it's a Hello Kitty Shinkansen. Pro tip though, if you don't want it to be too busy, don't come on a Saturday or Sunday. Come on a weekday when the other kids are in school. But you aren't, because you're probably here on vacation. Now, while the Curious Princess and I were browsing the streets around Tokyo Station, what did OC Girl do? She went to the Hokusai Museum, a museum dedicated to just this one artist. And you might not know the name, but I guarantee you've seen his art. He is most famous for the Great Wave off Kanagawa. It's his most famous print from the 1800s. And this museum is just dedicated to this single artist. OC Girl says it's in fact the best art museum she's ever been to, dedicated to a single artist, but we can't show you much video from the inside because they don't allow much inside, but it is a really cool building on the outside. And after that, we reunited for lunch at Tokyo Station. So for lunch, we came down to the basement of the building with the Rice Museum to Torikai. This is a restaurant that specializes in oyakodon. What is that? It is a bowl of egg, chicken, and rice underneath. And this place has apparently won tons of awards. Quite busy here. The Curious Princess, she has some karage or fried chicken. And on the side, we've got like a little bit of a egg omelette, egg sushi, they might call it. The miso soup comes in a cup like this. It's a small, tiny little restaurant. They have like 3 tables and 4 counter seats, and I don't know how restaurants this small make any money. No, they have 3 types of these rice bowls, you know, like regular, premium, and more premium. The more premium one has more egg on it, and they do like their egg extra runny. Let's go give this a try. Very flavorful. Soupy. We're back in Tokyo Station now, inside the track area, because we're going to take a train. We're going to take the JR Rapid Chuo line, 39 minutes, to go to the Edo Open Air Tokyo Museum. It just amazes me how busy this train station is all the time, morning, nighttime. They're definitely busier than others, but it's like, I feel like it's pandemonium in here. So we rode the Chuo line, 38 minutes, 11 stops, got off the train, then got on to like the world's smallest bus. We took the bus about 10 minutes and then walked another 10 minutes to get here to the Edo Tokyo Open Air Architectural Museum that has a bunch of kind of historic buildings to take a look at. I am thirsty. We didn't see any convenience stores, but the good news is, where there's not convenience stores, there's sure to be vending machines with so many choices. Ooh, even snacks. So what is the drink of choice? Royal milk tea right here, 140 yen, and it's, super cold. Oh, one thing I've learned in Japan is not to stray too far from the vending machine with your drink, assuming you want to actually throw it away, because you'll find no trash cans in most places, but there will always be trash cans by the vending machine and in the convenience store when you buy your drink there. So sometimes it's best, instead of just carrying it around all day, to buy it, chug, and then toss it where it needs to go. So I've been to many of these kind of open-air museums in the world where they take houses and buildings from around and they put them in one place where everybody can look at them, but this is the first one I've been to that I've had to take off my shoes to go into these old houses. Nearly every entrance to one of these has a place that you can take off your shoes, as you do in Japan, even though nobody lives here anymore. This particular house was built in 1902, and it's really big. Like, I've stayed at a bunch of Japanese-style inns and Japanese-style rooms, but never really been in a Japanese house quite this big. And here, in addition to the old buildings, they've also got an old trolley car right here. And you know what? It is definitely in my color, yellow. And the buildings inside, they're not just empty, but they've actually done them up to look like what they were when they were in operation. So here's an old school grocery store. We've got some squid, we've got some eggs, we've got some mushrooms, and we've got a lot of anchovies. And this shop, the kitchenware store, this is kind of like the Daiso of the early 1900s. Everything you'd need for your house, including a lot of baskets. And this shop has two of Japan's most important things. One, soy sauce. It is the soy sauce shop after all. And number two, Suntory whiskey. For relaxing times, make it Suntory time. This video is not sponsored by Suntory, but it could be. And then the really ornate building at the end of the street. This was often the central hub of old Japanese towns. No, not the church, but in fact, the bathhouse. Oh, you gotta take off your shoes to go in here too. So this building has two identical sides because they were gender-separated bathing. You come and you take a bath or you take a shower and you don't wear clothes. And so we'll start with one of the sides. Then you can see how the other side looks pretty similar. The way these work, you usually can't film in these when they're for real, but the way these typically work, these public bathhouses, is this area is for showering. There would be buckets and stools here that you would then put water in, put the bucket on to take a shower before you get in the bath. And then this right here, this would be the communal bath. You'd probably have one for hot and another one for cold, so you could dunk in between, and that's where you take your bath, and then you might even want to shower off at the end. There's some neat artwork up here at the top, so you can look at the view. And now taking a look at the other side, this one, they don't have displays. They have, this is the locker room, so this is where you would, it would have been on the other side, but they had some displays. This is where you would take off your clothes, you would put them in a basket, you would then come over here. They've got the stools over here. They would sit on these little stools. You would use these wooden buckets to put the water on your head. Oh, the Curious Princess said they had them on the other side. I just apparently missed them. And apparently this side has a couple of standing showers. You'll see these more in modern public bathhouses where you can stand and shower too with the handhelds, but the old school have this. And if you do want to experience a bath like this, they still exist. These public bathhouses, they're like 500 yen to use them in Tokyo. If you want the more modern experience, then stay in a traditional Japanese style inn that has a hot spring or bath called a ryokan. Yes, what do you want to see? Yeah, it looks like a picture of a samurai on a bridge right there. Ooh, and this is someone on a horse with arrows. I mean, it's cool art in a bathhouse, not just a boring shower. Oh yeah, look at that. Definitely something about modern Japan. There are advertisements everywhere. You're on the train, there's all these billboards, but apparently it was an old school Japan too, because in the bathhouse, they've got some old school advertisements in here. Taking a bath, you're not getting away from the ads. Oh, but one hot spring pro tip or one public bath pro tip, don't do them in the summer. Do them in the winter, because they're really kind of magical in the winter. In the summer, it's too hot inside. It's too hot, the hot water's hot. I mean, I was hot in there even without a hot bath. And back in the day when they didn't have running water, this is how they would get it, pumping it from a pump. If this whole YouTube thing doesn't work out, the Curious Princess always has a job. After finishing the open air museum, after a couple of hours, we came out to get a taxi from in front of Family Mart, and we found this. This is a place to leave your doggies when you go in Family Mart, and they've even got a little place that you lock them up right there. And that doggie looks super happy Hi, doggy. After the museum, we came to Kichijoji. This is a busy area, and it's just on the train ride home. When we were riding to the Edo Open Air Museum, we saw tons of people get off at this stop, so we figured we'd come and explore around. And definitely the hub of Kichijoji seems to be this covered shopping street complex. I mean, actually, it goes further than just the covered part of it, but it was quite hustling and bustling on a Saturday night at 6 o'clock. One of the most unique stores that we found on this street is Puku Puku. They specialize in antique plates and glasses, many of them 10, 20, 50, even 100 years old. And you know, Tokyo is a super safe place where nobody steals anything because they have all these plates just out here outside on the street and all the shopkeepers are inside. Oh, and on the street, I'm also amazed at just all these little, like, life in Japan things that you don't see anywhere else. Here at this intersection, since it's kind of a pedestrian and car street, they've got this flashing light right in the center to tell pedestrians and cars to watch out, because it's a four-way intersection. So for dinner, we didn't have any place picked out, so we just walked around and figured out what looks best to us. We stopped into a ramen restaurant that specializes in tantan men. It's kind of a spicy ramen. Mine's sesame. It's got some meat on top. Of course, we got some more gyoza right here. At the Curious Princess, we got more of the sort of plain style ramen right here in a small bowl. It actually comes in this hot stone pot. And yes, of course, we've got it with the biru right here. Ooh. What I find interesting about the beer, and I've been seeing these advertisements all over, is Blackpink is now their advertiser for their super dry beer, K-pop. Apparently taking the world by storm. Alrighty, good Sunday morning to you. It is a rainy Sunday, and it's pretty quiet here in the Toreamon neighborhood. We are on our way to the Minato Science Museum, just a 3-block walk from our hotel to learn all about science. So this is the Science and Meteorological Museum. Up on the second floor is a whole bunch of weather-related exhibits. This one is a tsunami simulator to show how those waves can really overtake a town. They've also got a weather command center set up so that kids can sit here and monitor the big weather coming. And here they've got a tornado simulator. Ooh, you can see how those clouds spin round and round and round. Where they stop, nobody knows. Admission to the museum is free, but if you want to see the planetarium show, it costs 600 yen. Planetarium show runs about 40 minutes, half in Japanese, and they give you headphones and you can listen to the other half in English. And throughout the day, they have different shows. We saw the one with the bear, but there's a whole bunch of different ones too. After the planetarium show, the Curious Princess had a good time playing with all the interactive exhibits. This one right here, she gets to fly a drone through Tokyo, back over there. She enjoyed some of the running games and other exhibits. Well, good use of an hour on a rainy day. But here they've got an earthquake simulator to show what it looks like when buildings vibrate and how they control the earthquake. You see the one that has the water up on the top? Shakes a lot less than this one, but I guess this is maybe the one that you want? So it just flexes.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, this one doesn't move at all. This one, it's isolated on the base. The base moves. It's like on springs. All right, Princess, what was your favorite part of the Minato Science Museum? Running for lunch after the Science Museum, we came by a nearby eatery that's like everything Japanese food. This place is open like 23 hours a day. Only closed between 3 and 4 a.m. You order from a vending machine, 2,000 yen total. We got udon for the Curious Princess. The kids set that came with apple juice and pudding. And then for me, we got a katsudon with a soft egg, a little piece of karage, the tofu from her udon that she's not going to eat, and a biru. Oh, and there's as much green tea as you could drink. If I knew that, I probably wouldn't have ordered the beer too. But the beer was 300 yen. This place is incredibly inexpensive and super fast. It came to our table in like 2 minutes. Princess, how are the noodles? Thumbs up. So after lunch, we're walking to our next attraction, and we saw this car in this garage back here, and there seems to be something wrong with that car in that garage. What's wrong with that car in that garage, Princess? It doesn't fit. Yeah. I think they made that garage a little too small. Oh, it's starting to rain. Let's get up here. Umbrellas deployed, and now up the stairs. We're looking for the NHK Museum of Broadcasting. Right up this way. And also up at the top of that staircase, where it stopped raining a little bit, so we've undeployed our umbrellas, is the Atago Jinja. This shrine is the highest natural point in Tokyo, and just how it is in the city, there's lots of these little shrines everywhere, so when you see the red torii gates, stop by and take a look. This one has a cool koi pond with, well, one lonely koi fish in it. Maybe there's more, and they've already eaten and they're going to sleep. The Curious Princess, she really liked these things to take a picture as a samurai. And how did she get that tall? Well, turns out they've got a staircase in back so the kids can get up there to take those photos. And just across the street from the shrine is our intended after-lunch destination, the NHK Museum of Broadcasting. Inside this museum, they've got all of these old relics of broadcasting, old school televisions, old school cameras, and of course it is Japan, so you can take a picture with a character too. And coming right through here, they've got a high-speed camera to show us in slow motion what it looks like to come into the museum. Isn't that fun? Ooh, we're so slow. But definitely the one where you dress up as classic NHK TV shows was the Curious Princess's favorite. Yeah, she apparently really likes that outfit. Oh, and it's funny, this one actually puts the clothes on appropriate to size, so you see when I got on, the clothes are much bigger. And this right here was a camera that they used in 1939. Crazy how now I can put that in the palm of my hands. What?
That's so cool. I don't like it though.
You don't like cameras that big? No, it's so big. How do they do anything with that? And when they got to color television, the cameras got even bigger. This one is from 1958, and the Curious Princess is staying next to that for size reference. That thing is huge. And then, of course, the televisions they would watch that on were tiny black and white televisions like this. These are actually newer. These are from the 1940s and 50s. And this exhibit's funny. They've got like a Japanese living room, and then they got like a Japanese family that joins you here at the table. Look, there's the Curious Princess. Yeah, and then stand up so we can see you on the camera, and maybe scoot right there. Just come back here. Right there. There we are. Now, here's our Japanese family. Nice to meet you all. And while the Curious Princess and I were having fun at the Science and Broadcasting Museums, where did OC Girl go to culture herself? She went to the National Arts Center, Tokyo in Roppongi. This is housed in another really cool building, so unique in fact that they have an audio guide just focused on the building. Admission to the art gallery here isn't free, but the building itself is if you just want to go inside and admire the architecture. Lots of really neat restaurants in here as well. Oh, and this room that's out in front of the building with the UFO looking thing on top, this isn't the Alien Welcome Center. Turns out this room is entirely umbrella storage for people to store their umbrellas before they go in the museum. And that's how much it rains in Tokyo. And we all reunited to go to our next stop, TeamLab's Borderless. OC Girl wouldn't miss this. All right, so we've made it into TeamLab Borderless, and if this room looks like TeamLab Planets, it's because this room is so popular there, they made it here too. There are many other rooms here, many other immersive exhibits. If you want to see the whole thing, I have a whole video that's a walkthrough on TeamLab Borderless, you can check that out. But Princess, what do you think about this place? Fun! And definitely one of the interesting things about this room, this infinite crystal palace, is when you look down at the floor, you see so many reflections of everybody over and over and over again. Ooh, it's like we're going into space now. But one of the coolest things at TeamLab Borderless is called the NT House, and in here you can get a ice cream and tea set, and you see what's growing out of it?
Yeah.
Flowers. You ever been to a tea house like this before, Princess? No. You do have to pay extra for this. They're 1,300 yen each. We just kind of wait in line when you get here, but I think it's part of the experience, not to be missed. Only one con of the tea or the ice cream at the tea house is they're not really kid-friendly flavors. This one here, the yuzu, is like with the sourest ice cream I've ever had, and the other flavors are both matcha. Curious Princess does not approve of the ice cream choices here. And much like in TeamLab Planets, there's a room here where you can color in a fish or a sea animal, and they put it up on the wall, and you can see it swim around. Except here, they actually like swim out of the room, so you'll see them swimming around the whole place. And there they are on the wall, the Curious Princesses, and there's the yellow fish. After Team Labs, we stopped by the hotel for a quick snack and a little bit of a rest. One of the nice things about staying in kind of the central part of Tokyo before we head on to our next adventure. Our next adventure is the Aqua Park Aquarium in Shinagawa. This is inside the Prince Hotel, and it is a wild aquarium. When you come in, the first thing you see is a ship ride, and then they take a picture of you for free. You're going to get paid if you want a nicer one. And then the first aquarium is like this sort of like fur fish aquarium. They're really well done. And then in this room right here, the Curious Princess says she can swim. Like, it's not just that there's aquariums, but that the walls have like projection mapping on them too. I mean, this is like definitely not an aquarium. It is a theme park aquarium. In this section of the aquarium, they've almost got like a chandelier looking thing on the top, and it's made to look like festival season. So here in the Octopus Aquarium, they have takoyaki. This food, these are octopus balls, so octopus is usually in this. Is it funny to give the octopus the food that's made of him? And then they've got the blue fish from Finding Nemo. That looks like Dory right there. Hi, Dory. And then in the next tank, we see the orange fish. Hi, Nemo. Or Nemos, since there's two of them.
Hey, look, his dad.
Oh, big Nemo.
The dad.
This section they call the Jellyfish Ramble. I mean, look at all these jellyfish in here. One of the things I love about this aquarium and other aquariums in Japan is just how clean the tanks are. I mean, you can see in probably better than if you were looking at them in the ocean. Admission to the aqua park is 3,000 yen for adults and 800 yen for elementary school age kids. So one of the highlights of this particular aquarium is a dolphin show, and a full 50 minutes before the next show. The dolphin theater's already getting quite full, but I noticed that people were like putting umbrellas down to save their seats, so 2 umbrellas down for the 7 o'clock show. And after the dolphin show is the big aquarium, the aqua tube that you walk through that's got big manta rays and sharks. And this is where everybody's milling about, clearly, while they're waiting for the dolphin show to start. And while waiting for that dolphin show, we had time for one more thing to go on the carousel. The Curious Princess found a sea otter carousel right here. And this carousel actually is pretty fast.
And the seats go up and down too.
Yeah, the stationary seats that are usually stationary in most carousels, these oysters, they actually move up and down, so you get a little bit of fun even if you're riding with really, really little kids. There are different daytime and nighttime shows. We saw the nighttime one, lots of lights, lots of jumps, not a lot of Japanese, so pretty entertaining overall. 15 minutes, not too long, great for kids' attention spans. For dinner after the aquarium, we came to the food court at the Prince Shinagawa, and the Curious Princess has some udon right here. She's nursing her tongue because she tried it right as it came out, and you know what, Japanese soup is always super hot. And what have I got? I've got a plate of yakisoba right here. The way this food court works is every stall has a vending machine. You order at that vending machine, you give them a ticket, they give you a buzzer, and then you can go eat your food. It's on the 2nd floor of the Prince Shinagawa Hotel. If you want to check it out, pretty good spot where lots of people can get whatever they want. This food court definitely charges tourist prices though. Her udon for lunch today was 360 yen, and for dinner here, 700 yen. Same thing, just soup and noodles. All right, good morning from the Hotel Doreamon Hills. This is our last full day in Tokyo, and the Curious Princess has assembled all of her stuffies that she's collected over this week, and we're about to head out. A little less rain today, so are you excited for what the day is going to bring, Princess? Yeah, she's also excited for all these stuffies.
Like Minnie Mouse Bed. Minnie Mouse Bed. Did you ever see Minnie Mouse and Winnie the Pooh? Now it's a grill.
All right, so the rain started coming down pretty hard today, actually, so we decided to do something indoors. So we are at the Mirai-Con. This is the National Museum of Science and Emerging Technology in Odaiba, indoors. Today's a holiday. It's Mountain Day, so it's really, it's quite busy here. But what I want to show you is the food that's here. There's, I'm not sure what that is, like a fish sandwich. But there's Mexican nachos and hot dogs. Pretty far from Mexico right now. I think we're gonna pass on the Mexican food today as a California boy and girl here. One of the centerpieces of this museum is this big earth right here, and they've got all these nice seats set up that you can sit to admire it with. And we learned that they love their robots in Japan. What's better than a regular robot? A furry robot. Hi, furry robot. Oh, and what's better than just a furry robot? A furry robot you can pet. Aww. Right here, they've got the classic Japanese robot dog, the Aibo. How does it feel to pet your first robot dog, Princess? And these robots right here have some really cool eyes. This robot here reacts to expressions. The more people that stand in front of him, the more excited he gets. The more people move in front of him, the more excited he gets too. And then the less you move, then he gets sleepy. Nom 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 nom. In addition to robots, they have a lot of unique things here. For example, the International Space Station, or a part of it. They've also got an exhibit on learning about quantum. And this right here, this is the quantum computing dance floor, where everybody's a quantum computing DJ. Look at those moves. And here in the quantum computer exhibit, to learn how quantum computers work, they have like this screen that's like a gachapon. You got a knob on the bottom, and it opens it up, and then asks you a trivia question about quantum computers. That's an interesting way to learn about quantum, but I think the princess just enjoys spinning this more than learning about quantum computing. But part of the history of quantum computing starts from the Apple II computer. They've got an American home right here with an Apple computer on the dining room table. Is that where people put it? And in case you ever wondered what anime Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak would look like, that's it. And how does that compare to the quantum computer? Well, right now they're not in living rooms, they're all in big science facilities like this one. This is easily one of the best science museums I've been to anywhere. Really cool attractions, really neat architecture. And if you're hungry, up on the 7th floor, you will find a cafeteria, kind of self-service, counter style, with some indoor eating and some outdoor eating. All right, so we spent about 90 minutes in the museum. It's noon, so it's lunchtime now. The sun has come out. The cicadas are chirping. And we are now going to walk over to Diver City for lunch. Where is Diver City? It is just right underneath this building with the gold dome. Odaiba has some really neat architecture. And there's also a cool unicorn Gundam over there. Are you excited to see the unicorn Gundam? And here, in all of its gigantic splendor, Unicorn Gundam. Although the Curious Prince was hoping for more of a traditional unicorn, but see, it's a Gundam. That's what they call it, but the unicorn. Oh, and Unicorn Gundam actually puts on a few shows throughout the day. Check the times here. And when we walked in the mall, somebody handed us a free Gundam figure that we can build. And we're in the food court now, and wow, it's so busy. So we need to find a place we can get some seats. It was like the only place we could find a seat at was McDonald's, because it was up on the 6th floor, away from the food court. What did we get? The Curious Princess, she got her toy. It's a Pikachu right there. And and we've got a cheeseburger liking that again. And then I've got the Samurai Mac. What's a Samurai Mac? It's basically a double quarter pounder with cheese and teriyaki sauce. Oh, she'll have to show you the Pikachu, the tail moves when it moves. The 7th floor of Diver City, there's a big Gundam store in the Gundam base Tokyo, and there's also the Round One Stadium, which is a big arcade, bowling alley, inline skating, billiards, lots of entertainment stuff up here. Oh, and these like picture booths. You go in there, take picture, but they're not normal picture booths, they're like glamour picture booths. And yes, in case you're wondering, they have a wide variety of music and dancing games. Dance Dance Revolution right back there, my favorite. Now, this is a really interesting place in Diver City. It is called the Honpo Museum, and it is the Museum of Poop. That's right. If you like the poop emoji, check this place out. It is on the 2nd floor, close to the train station. And you need to buy a time ticket to get in. We're going to have time. The next one is like 4 hours from now, so book ahead if you want to come here. But if not, there is a gift shop that has a lot of really cute poops. And you can even get poop hats. What do you think? Is this a new good look for me? And yes, gachas are truly everywhere. They've got gachas down here for poop. The next to the Poop Museum is a store altogether different, the Doreamon Future Department Store. If you're unfamiliar with this Japanese cartoon character, he is a time-traveling cat. And so this is his department store from the future. They've even got this really cool computer for kids. It's not cheap though. It's about $150. It was kind of funny about us finding this store right now is at 3:30. In about an hour and a half, we have a reservation for the Doreamon Cafe in Shibuya. So that's where we're gonna head over now. We're gonna catch a train and go to the Doreamon Cafe.
Right now?
Yeah, right now. They've actually got a poster for the cafe right here in the store. Oh, and if you're wondering where OC Girl was this morning, she went to Azabudai Hills. That's back in the complex where we went to TeamLab Borderless. And while she was walking around, she saw this really neat festival parade. She wasn't planning to see this, but it was just kind of there on the streets. The rain didn't seem to bother these people, but I bet carrying that heavy thing did. I'm sure they were coming from or on their way to a temple, and they really pack in close to carry this around, just like as close as when they're riding the subway. I truly admire their dedication. And we reunited for our next stop in Shibuya. Alright, fellow explorers, here we are at Doreamon F's Kitchen in Shibuya, and this cafe is all Doraemon themed. They've got main courses. You can get like curry rice and those sort of things, but we came in for the desserts. Before we get to the food, if you do want to eat here, make a reservation well ahead of time because they totally book out. There's a mob scene of people waiting to eat here. When to order at the restaurant, you order off a QR code. They give you 40 minutes to place all of your food orders, and then there's about an hour and 20-minute total time limit on the seat. It is in Miyashita Park, 1 block from Shibuya Station. Great views of the trains coming in. The Curious Princess can hardly wait. What does she have here? We have the Doraemon jelly. We have a Dorayaki. We have a vanilla ice cream with some chocolate sauce and some fruit. I want to point out her cup for water that she has right here. It is a Doraemon cup. And then right here we have the Doraemon blue shave ice where we've got the little character on the front and spinning it around the back. You can see there's some mango, some strawberry. I should point out each one of these are somewhere between 1,500 and 1,800 yen, so 12 to 15 US dollars. And then here we have a fruit shortcake. So inside of it there's some fruits and it has a dorayaki here on the side. This on the back of it prominently says this for display only. Do not eat. It's also cool. The napkins come in a Doraemon little mug. You get Doraemon plates. The menu. But you can buy the stuff too from the Doraemon Future Department Store, which they sell a few Doraemon items here. But if you're on Odaiba in Diver City, they have the bigger Doraemon Future Department Store. And so food verdict, the Curious Princess, she liked the strawberry shortcake the best. OC Girl likes her lychee right here. Salted lychee is a flavor of that, pretty good. And this one, I mean, it was just a fun looking assortment, but I think that the strawberry shortcake and the shave ice were the standouts. Now they finished our Doreamon Cafe. We're heading up to Shibuya Sky on the top of this building, Shibuya Scramble Square. But before getting up to the rooftop, we headed up to the 14th floor, which is where they check your tickets and where they sell tickets, but no tickets were for sale because they sell out weeks ahead of time. And honestly, if you can't get tickets weeks ahead of time, head up to the 14th floor anyway and check out the views from there because they're still pretty good from that level. Sadly, when we were here, the rain meant the rooftop was closed, which is honestly the best part about Shibuya Sky, but they still had the 1 floor below the rooftop open, the 45th floor observatory, where the views outside are still pretty impressive. Right here, when we look straight down, we see Shibuya Scramble Crossing. This is the intersection where thousands of people cross every few minutes in every which direction. That's why they call it the Scramble. It's also funny to look from here and see that there's an IKEA down there in this building. I mean, that's not the size IKEA that I'm used to, but it could be quite a few floors. It's still small. And over from this side, you can see 2 other observatories, the Tokyo Tower on the right, the Eiffel Tower looking thing, and the Tokyo Skytree, the really tall building over on the left. On the south side, they have a bar that you can get some drinks and some light snacks, and then sit at these tables to enjoy your drinks. Looking out the window this way, you could see Tokyo International Airport and Tokyo Bay, I'm guessing on a clear day. Kind of funny though, at the end of that bar, they've got like a legitimate DJ set with turntables and records. But boys, today actually our lucky day because they have this special offer. The days the rooftops are closed, we can get the snow globe for 10% off. This video is not sponsored by Shibuya Sky Snow Globes, but it could be. And this is normally 3,300 yen for this snow globe. But the main thing that they sell in this gift shop are stuffed animals of Hachiko. There's this famous dog that lived here in Shibuya called Hachiko that is officially the mascot of this neighborhood. And you can get stuffy, you can get the headband, you can get Hachiko magnets. You can even get a Hachiko pine tree growing kit. But this is actually pretty interesting. They got a whole set of Japanese perfume scents. This one right here is tea. Ooh, I smell like roasted green tea already. It actually does smell a little tea. Tea, is that a word? I'm gonna make it one. For our final dinner in Tokyo, we've come back to some place that we've had before. We like this so much. We're visiting again, Swage. They have 4 locations in Tokyo. This one's in Shibuya. They specialize in a Hokkaido soup curry. This right here, it's not a thick curry, it's a thin kind of curry soup, and you choose what types of different skewers you have in it. They have some different combinations, or you can just order them individually. We have the kids set right here, and then you choose your rice, and then whether you want it with cheese or not, how spicy you want it. The way you start to eat it is you put rice on your papa's leg. Is you take some soup and you kind of put on the rice like this, and then you can like eat the soup with the rice here on the spoon.
Like this, and then like that, but mine is too
Or you can just eat the things off the stick.
This is too hot.
That's too hot. Well, it's cooling down. Or just enjoy the soup. A very complex taste of the curry.
Just enjoy the wines.
Oh, and it might have been obvious from the previous scene, but they also provide bibs. I wonder where these came from. These aren't our bibs that we brought. They provide these bibs here. So very kind of enough to keep our yellow shirts. And for desserts, they were taking home back to the hotel after our soup curry. In the ground floor of the Shibuya Scrambled building are these amazing dessert shops. This is Osiko's birthday trip, so we got her a delightful strawberry cake. Tiny one that serves 2 to 3, just the perfect for us. And we got their seasonal mango cake. Well, fellow explorers, all good things must come to an end, including this trip. Tomorrow we fly back to Los Angeles, but we really enjoyed our time here. But your viewing time of our Japan videos doesn't have to end with this video. If you want to dive into our previous long vlog on Japan, you can check out this video right here where we visit the Izu Peninsula and the Fuji 5 Lakes area. We do that one as a driving trip. Or if your travels are bringing you just to Tokyo and you want to drive into my Tokyo travel tips video with everything you need to know about visiting this city, you can find that right here, or my entire Japan playlist below with over 100 videos on Japan. Fellow explorers, as usual, I won't say goodbye because I'll see you in the next video.